Daydream Believers with Elle and Elle.
Hello, Elle.
Hello, Elle.
How you be?
Oh, not too bad.
I know, I thought I'd switch it up and ask
Oh,
you this
wow,
time.
you really got me. I feel
got you
shocked.
now.
I feel shocked. My butt's clenched. You shocked me.
We're off to a great start today.
Oh, yes. How are you, Elle?
I'm pretty well.
Elle, do you like trivia?
Yeah.
Like random trivia?
I like music trivia because now I know so many music facts.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I guess our podcast is, half of it is about trivia.
Exactly. I think so.
I've just realised that now.
We are a trivia podcast, apparently.
Yes. Well, I love trivia. One of my favourite things to do to pass time is to look through the IMDb trivia. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see that we did a story about whether Kevin Bacon oozes sex appeal.
Oh. And I was like against and Elle was very for.
I wouldn't say very for, but
The
there's
question
just
only
something-
arose because of you.
That's true. I just think there's something about him. He seems like a sexy sexual man.
A sexy sexual man.
He does. He comes across that way.
I have to say that when he was younger, like Footloose days, I didn't really see it.
No.
But as he's getting older, and I'm not someone that's like very much into the DILF-looking men, but
DILF.
yeah, I can see he has nice shoulders and arms.
He just aged well.
He did.
And
He
you know
aged
what it
very
is?
well.
He aged well. And he has a deep voice, and I'm a sucker for deep voices. So that's what it is for me. You have a deep voice, you use sex appeal. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. I saw on IMDb that him and his wife are distant ninth cousins,
Ninth?
once removed.
What does once removed mean?
I don't know. See, that's a question I wanted to pose to you on here because I thought you were going to tell me.
No, I don't know. And I think I always hear that term used like, yes, twice removed. And I'm removed. Like, removed. But I never understand what that means.
Hang on, I feel like you've skipped over the fact that they're ninth cousins.
They're not. But is it because of but does the once removed part make it like they're not blood related? Is that what that means? Or does that mean like someone
No.
got divorced in their family and therefore
No, I
they
don't
are,
think
that's,
so.
that person was removed?
I'm going to Google it.
Like, are you and me now once removed cousins because my parents got divorced?
Oh, and mine too. Twice removed.
Twice removed. Is that what that means?
As in they're kicking you out of the family.
Yeah, but then are they? Because like it's still blood relation. It must have to do with blood relation.
Okay, what does once removed mean in family tree? Okay, removed is like grand and great, but with cousins. Once removed means a difference of one generation. So, is Kevin Bacon in a different generation to his wife?
I'm very confused.
By the way, I just want to put a disclaimer. I do not know if this is actual fact.
I feel like
I just read it online. And you can't trust everything online. I'm not saying that Kevin Bacon is cousins with his wife.
But yeah.
But allegedly. He is.
Interesting. So
Yes.
ninth cousins. But I thought that the ninth number thing is what makes the...
So how are they ninth cousins? What does that mean?
Okay, so if you and me are second cousins
We are
because
second
our
cousins.
grandmothers are sisters,
Yeah.
then third cousins would be because our grandmothers' grandmothers are sisters, potentially.
Our grandmother's parents.
Our grandmother's parents are sisters,
Right.
and then that would continue so on and so forth.
Wow,
But
for 9 generations.
that is pretty crazy. So they have like the same probably great grandparent
Yeah.
somewhere along
Somewhere.
the line. But
But the once removed thing.
the once
I
removed
actually,
still confuses
I
me. So
actually-
they must be different generations then.
Even though I just read to you what it means, I actually don't understand it.
So does that mean that, for example, because of the removed thing, does that
Mm.
mean your dad, for example, is my second cousin once removed? Or once added?
Oh!
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
In Greek culture, we're all cousins. I don't think of it. I don't think of it like
Even
that.
my dad's cousins, I call them Theo and Thea.
Yeah,
Like, everyone's just...
I call your grandma my yaya. Like, even though she's not my yaya, I'm like, oh yes, yaya.
Every older person you come across as a Greek person, you just call them Theo or Theo, which means auntie or uncle.
Yeah, or
So,
yaya papu. Like,
yeah,
I
you
still call
just-
all my cousins yaya papus and yayas.
Okay, what's the question here? What is the difference between a once removed and second cousin. Let's see what this is. Your second cousin is the grandchild of your great uncle or aunt. Your great uncle is in the same generation as your grandparents, which means you are in the same generation as his grandchild. A cousin who is once removed is in a generation above or below you.
So your dad would be above me because you're the great grandchild of my great uncle, which is my great auntie, which is your grandma.
Right.
So that's what I would call her, a great auntie. She's my great auntie.
She is your great auntie, and your yaya is my great auntie.
Yeah. And so therefore, because your dad is not in my generation, he is my cousin once removed.
Interesting.
That's just my uncle in my head.
Yeah, your uncle.
Yeah.
That's how we call it in our family. So, okay.
Oh, yes, she's my uncle once removed's daughter, my cousin. Like,
so does that make us second cousins?
Yeah,
because we're in the same generation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so stressful.
I know. Well, who decided that these should have names and numbers associated with them, And why is it like, because your great grandma is like the generation above the great auntie?
Yes.
Interesting. Why are they both called greats? I would just assume everyone in that category is great.
But it's your grandmother. You'd think it'd be called grand auntie or grand uncle, not great auntie or uncle.
No, yeah, exactly. Like for your grandmother's generation, but the great grandmother is the one above my grandmother.
That's right.
Which family trees are so interesting.
Very interesting. Have you ever done a family tree?
No, my mum actually did one of the salivary tests a couple weeks ago. We're waiting for the results.
Oh, how long does it take?
We are praying that we find something different than Greek because we're just excited. Yeah.
It's probably just going to be all Greek.
Have you done one of those ancestry tests?
No, I haven't. And I'm scared to because then I feel like they have my DNA.
One of them. You're one of them.
Look, I'm scared of AI. And it all comes full circle.
We talk about AI so much on this channel.
Channel.
Welcome to Disney Channel.
Dun, 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 dun. My family tree continues on through my husband's side. My family tree on my side stops at me because I married someone else, which is sad when you think about it that way.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, so now my brothers will carry on the family tree.
Yeah.
I won't because I get married to someone else, and me and my husband will carry the family tree through his family.
Interesting.
It's really sad when you think about it that way.
Yeah, that is sad. I guess it still technically will be part of the other family tree, but then those cousins...
But it doesn't continue. Like if you're going to do your family tree properly, it doesn't continue. You're following the name.
Interesting. You know how we were speaking about the once removed thing a moment ago?
Yes.
And how I was like, oh, what is the difference? Like maybe it's got to do with blood relatives or not. What is that thing? Like, for example, let's say your niece right now from your brother's side.
Yeah.
What in relation to your niece from your husband's side? Would they not be some type of cousin, technically through blood?
I don't know.
And what do you call that?
An in-law?
An in-law cousin, once removed.
Because my whole family and his whole family, they're all in-laws. It's not, there's no blood relation.
Yeah.
The only thing that connects them is my son. Because my son shares relation to my side and my husband's side.
Very good point. Otherwise, yes, you would be related to my cousins on the other side, and then
makes no sense.
There's no relation. Yes. So okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all in-law category.
Yes. In-law category.
So there you have it. That is how Elle and I interpret family trees, second cousins, and beyond.
Yes.
Once removed.
Tell us your life stories.
Yes. Have you got any interesting related family things?
Oh, are you one of those people that did a family tree and found out you have like a sibling somewhere else? Like,
I'd love to know that.
Yeah, I find that very exciting.
Oh yeah, I would love to know that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of cool family tree stories. Like I listened to some on TikTok. It's very interesting.
Oh.
Yes.
I saw an episode of those doctor shows like Grey's Anatomy or, whatever those shows are. I never watch them, but I saw it on TikTok that a couple were trying to have children and then they found out that they're actually siblings.
Whoa!
Yeah. But then you find out that the guy found out before they got married, but he just didn't tell her.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's something
I don't think it works out between them. I don't think it does.
I don't think it should.
No. But imagine that you fall in love with someone, you according to you, everything's fine. You are not related to this person. And then you find out that you are related.
What do you do?
What do you do in this scenario?
Does love conquer all, or is it like, would you instantly then be turned off? I assume that instantly you'd feel like icky-bicky about it.
You'd think so. But the heart, Elle. The heart.
Yeah, the heart wants what it wants. It would be very hard. That would be like, if they did decide to break up after that, that would be a really difficult breakup to like work through.
That'd be really hard to get
Especially if you
over.
were very, very close with that person, you felt like you connected with
Yeah,
them.
well, you're in love with them.
Yeah.
And you find out you're related.
I guess it kind of makes sense why you're in love with them, because like...
No, I don't think so.
In terms of like, you'd get along because you have like a similar kind of
But that
mindset
doesn't
to
mean
things.
anything. Siblings don't get along all the time.
What would you do?
What would you do?
And if you are in that situation, what have you done?
What have you done? Please let us know. info@daydreambelieverspodcast.com.
Yes.
I really need to know.
I know. I'm very curious.
Yeah, me too.
We will interview you. Come.
Yes. Indeed. All right, Al, shall we move on to the meat and potatoes of the episode?
Yeah, please.
We interviewed a man that we have interviewed before.
Yes.
Liam from Playlunch.
Yay.
But this time he brought along 2 of his band members, Michael and Aussie.
We love them.
We are obsessed with Playlunch.
Oh, guys, like still, everyone in Australia and around the world needs to get around the Playlunch, and they will.
Really need to.
Yes.
Remember, no hats, no play. All right?
Yeah.
You'll get that if you follow the band.
Yes. They have a new EP launching this week.
Woo!
Woo! And it's Who's Ready for a Good Time. They were actually the band that performed before Murray from the Wiggles when we went and watched Murray live. And we could not get enough of them. We ran straight up to Liam afterwards, like with all our little courage. And we're like, please come on our podcast.
I know. And then we all held hands and jumped for a while.
It was so fun.
Because we were all just so excited about
I
it.
know.
Liam, I hope you remember that. Do you
Yes.
remember that? How we held hands and jumped?
He remembers.
I hope so.
But
I'm not just making things up.
yes. And Liam's actually, that little intro you hear at the beginning of our podcast episodes, that is
Yes.
actually Liam's work.
Yes, it is. We asked him to create an intro for us because we just love everything that he does. And he so graciously did. And
Yes.
it's wonderful.
He's such a
And
inspiring man.
He really is. And I actually can't picture our podcast without that theme now.
I know, same.
I know. They're extremely wonderful guys. We feel so privileged to have spoken to them. We cannot wait for you to hear the episode. It's a
Yes.
whole load of fun. It's a whole load of nostalgia.
It is. And they're dressed so fun. So if you're listening to this and you want to watch it,
Find it on YouTube.
yes.
It'll be linked in the episode description. All right, we'll be right back with Liam, Michael, and Aussie from Playlunch. Liam, since you came on last, we actually have changed up how we do our episodes with people.
Interesting.
We do a segment called This or That.
Okay.
Yeah. The first question, I'm so curious. What you guys are going to say. Nickelodeon versus Disney Channel.
Oh, Nickelodeon. I'm a Nickelodeon boy, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Can I say ABC3?
I was going to say,
Oh my God.
God. Yes.
Oh my
we are definitely
God.
Foxtel girls, so we
Yes.
had the option of the Nico.
Whoa, so hang on a second. You've never watched Nickelodeon?
No, I have. I've watched it on Ozstar at my grandparents' house,
Whoa, my brain is...
and it's got to be Nickelodeon for the SpongeBob.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
SpongeBob
exactly
boy.
right.
I think of the two, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I have this thing where there are a lot of shows that I don't think I knew whether they were Nickelodeon or Disney, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly Nickelodeon.
Wow.
What was Yu-Gi-Oh on?
What was Dragon Ball Z on?
Dragon Ball Z was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it must have been that.
Batman the Animated Series was Cartoon
Yeah,
Network
Cartoon
as
Network.
well. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I used to play the card games.
I've still got my deck.
Someone in the band brought to a music video shoot. They had the arm thing. You know what I mean?
The dual deck.
The dual deck.
disc. Dual disc. I used to have one as well.
Oh my God.
That's so
Yes.
cool.
I'm very surprised no one has picked Disney Channel. There's some classics on there.
iCarly
Zack and Cody.
does go crazy.
Yeah, iCarly.
Wait, was iCarly Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon, yeah.
Oh my
I
God!
can
Yeah,
judge.
Nickelodeon clear.
I think Nickelodeon, I was thinking Disney Channel when I wrote that question, and then I was like, I think it's Nickelodeon. Lizzie McGuire was on Disney Channel though, so it's tilting me back over, and That's So Raven. I used to always pretend I was like
Yeah.
psychic.
Hannah Montana.
Oh,
Yeah, I quite liked Hannah Montana as a boy. I watch clips now and I'm like, this sucks. But as a kid, I was like, this is the best.
This was great.
That was like my Sopranos, as a
I was-
kid. Living a double life,
You just compared Hannah Montana to the Sopranos.
Dad.
Aqua versus the Venga Boys.
Oh, I think I'm a Venga Boys boy.
I think it has to be Venga Boys.
Does
Does Aqua do anything other than Barbie Girl?
Dr. Jones, Dr.
Yeah.
Jones, calling, and I am the candy. I'm really into Aqua, guys.
I might have to go Aqua on this one. I don't know. Like, Venga Boys are really fun and funny, but I think Aqua's more iconic.
I agree.
They are more iconic.
Respect.
I've seen
Yeah.
both live, and Aqua
No
was
shit.
oh, dude, guys. It was so good.
Seen both live.
Both live. Seen them both twice live as well. Actually,
Oh,
I
wow.
was very big in music. This is my era of music. Venga Boys was fun, but just not as like a live performance. Wasn't as exciting as you'd expect it to be. Where Aqua was like insanely entertaining,
Right.
and the like I am the Candyman guy, or like guy that does the,
guy.
can.
Got one,
Barbie, let's go Barbie.
Yeah, that guy. He like did a full comedy like bit in between the concert. It was really cool.
Wow.
Would highly suggest going to see them if they ever come back to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think I'm just realizing when you just did that voice then that in my mind this whole time that him and the guy from like the B-52s that does like a similar role in that band is like the same. Like
Yeah, like,
if you see a faded sign at the side of it, like they are the same person in my mind.
It was a rock star.
Black Eyed Peas versus Outkast.
Oh, Black Eyed Peas for me.
Yeah, same.
I was a big Black Eyed Peas
Yeah, me
fan.
too.
Playlunch has got a lot of like Black Eyed Peas like influence. I reckon in like where the songs come from and stuff like that. Definitely.
Really? You heard like Pump It and you're like, yeah, I've got to add like that's really good at
I just think they're just such good songs. What about you boys?
I think I have to be Black Eyed Peas as well. It's difficult.
This is you guys are so wrong.
wow.
On like an actual like when we're music nerd level, like Outcast, Andre 3000, boom,
I know.
I
clears
agree, he's very
so far.
Yeah.
Like they're incredible.
No, I agree. I also love him in movies.
Yeah.
Dabu in Be Cool. Anyone?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, anyone.
Was he like in the
please.
Jimi Hendrix movie as well, or am I thinking of another guy?
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
No, he is.
He
I'm pretty
is.
sure he
is?
is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can imagine him playing Jimmy Hendrix.
And also his one song for the Scooby-Doo soundtrack
Oh, that's
clears
good.
everything the
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas has ever done.
Wait, which one?
I actually was listening to that
break
the
it
other
down.
day.
Break it down for me.
My sister was
Dun, 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 dun.
it's very spooky island. Like,
That is what it's like, we promise.
yeah, I understand your point. Andre 3000 is like
It is amazing.
if we're talking technical terms. But will.i.am is very interesting as well. I feel like both talented in different ways.
Yeah.
Well, kind of the same way.
Man, have you heard will.i.am's
Andre
newest
3000
stuff?
was never on The Voice.
Yes.
Oh, you're so right. We've got the voice factor.
Oh, yes.
I think will.i.am's stint on The Voice made people dislike him more.
Oh,
though.
really?
I feel like the Australian media really like celebrated will.i.am as like, you know, the Steve Jobs of music. You know, I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah,
seeing.
true.
I remember like there was like a 60-minute story or something where he was like, I invented this watch, and he like talked about. And then I remember being a kid. I was like just old enough. I would be like in year 8 or something to just be like, this isn't good. This isn't cool.
Yeah, he had the thing where it's like, if I need to rhyme any word, it tells
Oh my
me.
god!
And
I remember that!
I'm like, well, you don't need a watch to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is he on a different voice now? The Voice, I should say.
I don't
I haven't
know.
been
The one
keeping
with
up
Tom
with The Voice, to be
Jones.
honest.
Which one's Tom Jones on?
He's on like the UK one, isn't he?
UK, I'd
Because
say.
I'd always get upset watching the clips. Okay, there's clips of Tom Jones singing on The Voice
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok. And I always got upset because I felt like will.i.am wasn't appreciating it enough. I just texted
Yes.
tears. If Tom Jones is singing right next to you, there should be tears.
Yes. I saw a clip of you recently saying how much you love Tom Jones.
Yes.
And I was like, fair enough. He's a like, I feel like I'm only just getting into how good
Oh
Tom
my
Jones
God, you gotta
was.
Watch him sing live. It's actually really
Yeah.
exciting.
So good.
Yeah, for
That,
sure.
that song, like, what's it called? Not Unusual. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was on one of the Sing Stars back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
It was too.
I couldn't tell you. I was very young. It was maybe the one with the green cover.
Is that how you identify
I
them
have
as
them all,
colours?
but I'm trying to go through them, and I know it is on one of
I
them.
don't
I just
think
don't know
did
which
enough
one.
of them. For me, it was
Yeah.
just all SingStar 80s.
Can I
Oh,
throw
Singstar
a-
80s was and
Can I
Rock
throw
Ballads was
a-
very good. I loved it.
Literally back in the day, before my voice broke, I used to be so good at SingStar. I got like no one could beat me at Material Girl. Like, I play against my cousins. I used to be able to get it like perfect, and then my voice broke and I lost everything.
I was gonna throw a this or that back at you guys and say
Oh, okay.
SingStar 80s or SingStar, or I don't know, whatever the next best. If there was two SingStars that rose above the rest, I feel like it would be SingStar 80s and like, you know,
I feel like SingStar ABBA was pretty.
SingStar
ABBA
ABBA.
was good. I actually got really into that as well.
The problem was that I never played SingStar, only when I was with Elle. I played a lot of Warcraft and
yeah.
a lot of Mario games and
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. What was your console of choice?
Or mostly Nintendo,
Yeah.
but I have a special connection with PS2.
Yeah. I feel
Very
that.
special.
Yeah.
64, I should say. So you're in primary school and you're about to order a lunch order. Okay. Do you order the pizza or the lasagna?
In the cardboard of both, you know which ones we're talking
I
about. yeah?
do.
Yes.
I do.
The pizza where you eat half of the cardboard.
What did I say before? Party pies, because that was usually my choice. But
I still remember my exact lunch order to this day, if I may.
me
It's
too.
it's none of these things. Like,
tell us.
Because I was like, as I said, youngest of 4 kids. Mum had like less energy for making lunches by the time I came along. Just like $5 note, sort it out yourself. You know what I mean? So, hot dog, the sauce, chocolate milk. That was me. That was honestly like 3 out of every 5 days of my schooling life. That was my life.
How often did you spew after running
Yeah, I was
around?
gonna say.
Not a lot. I do have IBS now. So maybe a chocolate milk and a hot dog every day for my developing life is not a great idea.
It's coming out a different end this time.
In primary school, I very, very, very rarely got lunch orders.
That's so good.
My
Good on
parents were the
them.
opposite. They're like, why would you spend money on lunch order when you can just
Good
have
on
this
them.
like sandwich and apple and like a snack that we've got each. And so I didn't get
on
many lunch
them.
orders.
Go
I don't think
parents.
like where I went to primary school, I don't think we could get it was pizza or lasagna. I don't think we could get either for our lunch orders. I remember
Damn.
the few times I did, it
Get
was
outta here.
sausage roll, tomato sauce,
Yeah.
chocky big M.
Yeah, chocolate.
Yeah, the big M's were always a thing.
Good on your
What's
parents,
your-
though.
Yeah,
What's
you
your
must have
answer?
good nutrients.
My primary school was too small to even have a canteen.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So there was only like 100 of us.
Yeah.
But what they'd do was they'd go to Tim's Bakery on the main street
Oh my
and
God.
order from the bakery. It was actually so good.
Yeah, we
So
did.
it'd
We
be
did
like a
similar
really
thing.
good pie and then like a hot jam donut
Oh my god.
and a juice box.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember how
sounds
much
like a
that
better
cost?
canteen.
It was so good, but it was only like once a month that it would happen.
yeah,
It'd be like
that's
an
cool
event.
though.
Do you remember? I feel like I still remember exactly how many coins I had to put in.
Mine was
there.
like
Yeah.
$3.50 or
Yeah.
something.
Just really
Yeah.
good value.
Really cheap.
That'd be like
Such
$9
good
now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. You can't
sausage
get
rolls are
anything.
like $5 now.
That's
$6.
fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's bananas.
It used to be
Go to-
$1.20.
I know.
Yeah, I could go to the milk bar when I finished school, like with 50 cents and get so much for just 50
Yeah,
cents.
At least like 15 raspberry twisters.
Yeah.
Have we just become our grandparents right now?
It's like, oh, back in my days.
Back in my day with a 10
So
cent coin, I used to get a whole bag of them.
You could buy a house with a 10-cent coin back in my...
And I remember being a kid and being like, no, you couldn't. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
That's
No.
us now.
Yeah, my grandparents told me they used to buy a whole packet of Arnott's biscuits for like 20 cents.
oh,
Whoa.
And I'm like, whoa, like how did that change?
They're like $3.20 now.
That's
mate, that's on special.
That's on special now. You're
Mate.
fucking right.
Mate, that's what's special.
It's inflation for you.
Yeah. You know, I'm worried I've like dissed my mum a little bit. She did pack lunches for me sometimes. I remember
Sorry,
she
Liam's
like
mum.
there would be a green apple in my lunch every day and I would
That's
never
so
eat it.
beautiful.
Yeah, because green ones are a bit sour.
Yeah.
Like, but I could get it. I got into them as an adult.
Not into it. So I am like in the middle between you and you. I would get lunch orders a lot purely because I just wanted lunch orders, but also I'd get leftover dinner for lunch. I'd get like rice. I'd get a lot of Greek food in
Yeah.
my, and I used to give it to my my friends so I could be friends with them. First they want to be friends with me.
It's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I had a lot of, I will make you cry.
Look, if
some
the
of my
means
stories.
justifies the ends.
I had friends though.
You learned the power of barter and trade early.
Yes. Yes, certainly did.
Oh,
right.
I used to definitely have lunch orders like pretty much every day by choice. And my mum like was one of the ladies that worked behind the canteen. So I got like
go.
slush puppies all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake versus Britney Spears. Let's jump on that controversy right now.
Yeah.
Let's jump on it.
Justin every day.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
JT.
I love his music. Although he does sound like a shit
I
person.
kind of resent how confident you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Maybe
feel
I'm
like
just-
you should be a bit more pained about it.
No, I'm like a proper JT fan.
Yeah.
I think he is like a genius.
I think so too.
I think he's so underrated.
I feel like I'm gonna go with Britney just because I've always been a Britney girl,
Yeah.
and I really like her. She's sweet, but she's going through a hard time, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta be
She's been going
gentle.
through a hard time for a very long time.
Yeah.
I know, but
Yes.
JT does have some bangers, but I still pick my Britney songs
Lots of
over.
bangers.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
I feel like the Justin Timberlake and Timberland era.
Oh
like
my god.
that-
Come on.
You can't beat
stuff.
that. You
What
actually
was it?
can't.
Future Sex, Love
Yeah.
Sounds, or whatever.
Oh my
like
god, sexy
that-
back and
yeah,
holy
incredible. But I feel like just in spite of that song that Justin released on the Trolls soundtrack, I'm gonna pick Britney.
Oh my god.
He lost you.
Dance, 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 dance. Far out,
Yeah.
dude. I had to play it in like our like senior school band. Did you
really?
In high school? Yeah.
So you have a
Oh
special
my
hatred
God.
for that song.
And so like we went on this music tour at the end of year 12 after I'd already like graduated. And so the night before I went out clubbing,
Yeah.
before we went to go on like a drive down the coast to play to primary schools.
Yeah.
So I was super hungover, like really feeling terrible. And then I'm at this primary school in a gym in 40-degree heat playing this Justin Timberlake song to primary schoolers. And I'm like, this makes me feel like I hear it and I'm just transported back to that moment where like there's not a drop of serotonin in my body. I'm just like,
Filled with rage.
this is Justin's fault. And
It
so
is.
on that level, Britney, because
Right.
Toxic is a banger.
It
Toxic
is.
It is.
I feel like if I'm being honest with myself, Justin Timberlake is objectively kind of better, but Britney just she just cuts through more. Like if you go to the club tonight, they will play like Toxic or
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But they probably won't play Justin Timberlake songs, and I think that speaks volumes.
I like that. I like that message.
Do you know what I wonder? What happened, like the snake that was in the Britney Spears video? Where's he? You know, like what's?
Yeah.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Do you think
hope
he's
so.
like big in the snake community?
I want
Like, do you think other snakes come up to him and are like,
hey,
you're
I'm
so
cute."
familiar? And he's like, oh, I was actually,
Around Britney's shoulders, you know.
I was in the Britney video, the Britney Spears video. The other snakes are probably like, who's Britney Spears?
Maybe his career.
Britney Spears.
Get out. Get out.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
Apparently, I was like watching because I'm in this whole Britney Justin saga at the moment. Apparently, his whole like that album he did with like Senorita and stuff were all like songs Michael Jackson. They were written for Michael Jackson, and he like was like nah. For apparently.
Really?
But I feel like people are just being nasty on TikTok at the moment, so I don't know if that's actual fact. But if it is, I can actually imagine Michael with those songs.
As in nasty towards Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I feel like people are just saying anything towards him at the moment.
I don't believe it. He's a genius.
Yeah.
I
Either
think
way.
he's a genius.
I'm curious, but I'm going to Google later.
He
Yeah.
just might be an asshole. That's just it.
Big MJ influence on those
Oh,
things, though,
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. He always reminded me of MJ. Like, I feel like everyone compared him to Michael Jackson for a short period of time in like 2004.
Voice. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a woman singing Sexy Back
Yeah.
for a long time.
Crimea River, you know?
Yeah.
Voice of an angel.
Controversial songs,
It's
though.
too good, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. All right. How about we introduce ourselves? Tell us about Playlunch.
Yes, tell us how you formed.
Okay. Well, We're in a band called Playlunch. We are 3 of 8 members of the band.
I love that.
37.5% of Playlunch.
Holy
Well, the
moly.
math.
Michael's
You rehearsed that. You rehearsed that.
Michael's
That
the
is so
treasurer
Did you
of
know?
the band. And we make songs about growing up in Australia, and they're fun. People seem to like them. We have a song called Soup Opera, which samples that show, and
Genius.
we have a song called Foxtel Girl.
Which is us, by the way.
Yep.
You were Foxtel girls.
Yeah.
We are definitely Foxtel girls.
Must be
I
very
still am a
nice.
Foxtel girl. My mum still has Foxtel.
Yeah, my dad has Foxtel as well, so I'm just like,
Yeah. And
Sounds nice.
It was nice.
It is.
we're about to drop our debut album.
Oh my god, that's so exciting.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Holy
Not
shit.
gonna lie, I've been waiting for this moment for like so long since we first saw you guys. It's crazy that with your music you can listen to the song like once and I know all the lyrics suddenly. I would
You're
go
also very
home
talented
after
when it comes
yeah.
to that.
I have a gift with lyrics, but like I'd go home like the first night we watched you guys live, went home and I was literally singing all the lyrics as if
know.
like I'd heard them over and over and over
That's
again.
amazing.
Yeah,
I actually
very,
have
very good.
Soup Opera in my awesome mix playlist.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank
You're
so
in
you.
my playlist. You come
Wow.
up daily.
Wow. Do you know there's a function on the Spotify like for artists app where you can see every single playlist that you've been added to. And it's so funny because there's like a little game we've played before where you just like go through and you read people's like names for playlists. It's like some crazy stuff.
Anything
Yeah,
interesting?
I name
that you
mine
can
really
remember?
weird names.
They're like, sometimes they'll be like, this is a breakup playlist.
Oh.
And you're like, she's a fuck.
And they've got you go.
And then oh, there's one that I quite liked that was just called Obumna. And the picture was just like a picture of Barack Obama on the front.
Oh, right.
That's one I remember.
Nice.
I love that.
With that function, I like the idea of like Drake looking through and seeing like passion fruit on like someone's sex playlist and being like,
Oh, yeah.
That was my goal.
That would be a
streams.
lot of playlists to go
Yeah.
through for those
Yeah.
big artists. That is
Imagine you guys popped up on a sex playlist.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's what Soup Opera is all about.
passion pop till the party stop.
And
baby.
also, do people call them sex playlists?
I'm sure there's some people that do.
Really
I don't know.
interesting. We need
mine
to,
are all
we need to
sound
look into
effects. Like mine are called like dang, tang, oh. Like I don't know why I named them that, but like they all each sound makes me have a feeling, and I'm like, I'll put that in that sound.
That's so interesting.
this. Good.
but I imagine someone going through being like, what?
Mine are all like Guardians of the Galaxy. So Awesome Mix Volume 1.
Oh, I love that.
Awesome Mix
That's
Volume
really
2.
nice.
And whenever I get sick of a playlist, I just make a new one and then it's a new volume
Yes.
with the same songs in it.
Do you know, I still associate some songs. I remember them by the name of the burnt CD that my brother had made that had those songs on them. Like it was like that was like Awesome Mix Volume 1 or like
Yes.
the best songs ever. Like
EVA.
Yeah, there was like a
With
lot
like
of that.
a explanation point
Yeah.
with a triangle.
Yeah. And a lot of songs that I never knew the names of them. I just knew them as like track 4. Do you know, because I play in this like 80s tribute show. Aussie does too sometimes. And
Nice.
we were playing this gig last year, like a charity thing, and Daryl Braithwaite was playing afterwards. There was a lot of talk, a lot of people who like knew him and was talking about stuff, and they claimed that there is a clause in Daryl Braithwaite's contract that he'll play horses, but if he's going to play horses again, it will cost the venue an extra $10,000
Get the
for
fuck
every
out.
subsequent iteration
Of horses.
because people just want it over and over and
That's
over again.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. And he did. He played twice.
Oh my god,
Like-
that venue was like, fuck it,
Full like
$10,000.
8-minute rendition finishes. People want more, and then just we will fly and just starts again.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
That is wild.
yeah,
Man, imagine getting paid $10,000 every time you just sing the same like 3-minute song.
yeah.
You guys will get there.
But I reckon
Yes.
all of that money goes straight to like the psychologist bill. just
Like, this song is haunting me.
yeah.
It's like the Scat Man.
Banger.
I know. I really love that song. But he died.
Oh,
Not
no.
long after that song came out.
Oh, what?
Yes! Yes!
What's this? I don't know the song. What's
I'm the
song?
scat man.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Right.
watched. I remember being at Caribbean Rollerama back in the day, and it was right when like Justin Bieber had become a thing.
Right.
And like I'd heard
Baby.
Baby a
Yep.
couple times, and I just assumed it was a female singer. And
Oh,
then
me too.
And then I went to primary school, and everyone was talking about Justin Bieber and all. It was, I don't know, it was this whole thing.
Did you
where,
say Justin Bieber?
No. If I did, that was an
Justice
accident.
Bieber.
And it, you know, it was that whole thing where like all the guys were very like angry about it for some reason. They're like,
Yeah,
he's,
what
he's
was with
gay,
that?
and all the girls liked him, and then they played the song, and I'm like, that's a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just like in my head, that was just like the song that came on at Caribbean all the time.
I remember I went to a birthday party. I was in grade 3. It was 2007. I remember going to this birthday party, and it wasn't at Caribbean Rollerama. High School Musical had like just come out.
Oh,
And I was under this illusion because I had like a burnt copy that my brother had like put on my, 3 gigabyte PC that I'd watched. And I was like, this is an amazing movie. And I didn't think anyone else knew about this High School Musical thing. And then they played like, this could be the start of something. They played that. I'm like, oh my God, I love this song. And then everyone else started singing it. I was like, what? How does everyone else know this thing? And then pretty quickly I found out that it was the sensation of the summer.
Your favourite indie film, High School Musical.
The A24 classic.
Sit down, baby. Probably haven't seen this one before.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was so into that. But by the time High School Musical 2 came out, I had then decided it wasn't cool. And I had
yes.
I'd repressed the part of myself that ever liked
No,
it.
I
I
still
like
liked
Transformers now.
Yeah, that's right.
Praise myself.
I've got students I teach now that are just getting into Transformers, and so they want to learn like that song by Linkin Park, and it's so funny.
Bang.
Saga.
I love that.
I learnt that on piano back in the day when I was like 9.
That's hilarious.
Have you played that at a gig yet?
I could.
I remember the
please
first time
play
I
the
ever heard you playing piano, that's what you were playing. I remember
my
walking to like the
God.
Year 7 practice rooms and there was like this crowd gathered around some person at the piano. It was just a and I was like, this is amazing. And then the crowd parted and it was you.
Is that how you like discovered him and you're like, I must bring him to my band?
Yes, well, no, do you know what? When I first met Michael, I absolutely hated his guts.
Oh.
He was really annoying, and like I'd met him 3 times at like different like we kept bumping into each other at like scholarship exams for like Year 7 for like different schools, and every single time I saw him, he was wearing the exact same outfit. He was wearing the full like Manchester United thing.
nice.
And,
Did
he's
you
got
enjoy
this,
the Beckham thing?
this very like red hair
Watch it, it was so
and like
good.
the
It was
red
very good.
outfit and like the red shoes, and he was just like the reddest person I'd ever seen.
So you're
Like,
a
I
Man
hate
United
that
fan.
colour. Why?
I didn't even notice Liam.
Yeah. No. Well, that's the thing, because I think
You kept a low profile.
I was
You
at this
were-
stage where I was like, I'm going to survive by just keeping my head down and
we
pretending
all
I
went
don't
there, oh my
exist.
God.
But
That was
Michael
my
was very
life.
confident and out there, and so I was like, well, I hate you now because you have confidence and I don't. And then he sat next to me on the bus. I remember like not wanting to talk. I had like my headphones in, and he just started like poking my arm. I took my headphones out. He's like, hi. Michael. He was so sweet in hindsight. I was just like a little asshole
You're
back
like-
then. I was like, leave me alone. But I heard him playing piano. I was like, this guy's okay. What's going on here?
To be honest, in Year 7, I didn't even clock that you didn't like me.
Oh, you just found out right now?
I'm just like, Liam's a bit, he likes his music. Sometimes he doesn't want to talk that much. That's okay.
Can I tell you guys a story really quick?
Yes, please.
One of my defining memories of Michael and why I hated him so much. I remember sitting, you know what I'm about to say. I remember sitting at the bus stop at the end of the day waiting, and Michael was friends with this guy named Ben, and they both were just like standing in front of me like we were some sort of group, and I did not want to be friends with them. But they decided they were friends with me, and they were talking, and they were just having the most Year 7 conversation you've ever heard in your life. And it was the following. It was, oh, do you know what I love? Oh, what do you love? McDonald's. Yeah. How good's McDonald's? And then the other one said, do you know what's even better than McDonald's? Or what? Subway. I love Subway. And then they were like, do you know what's even better? What? 7-Eleven Slurpees. And I was hating it.
You're like, get me out of this
It was
house.
so bad. And then one of them, I remember Ben, said, imagine if there was some place that you could go to that had a McDonald's, and a 7-Eleven and a Subway.
Are you telling me this is
in
a
one
real
place.
conversation?
It's a real conversation. And then Michael responded to that by saying, yeah, like some sort of McSub-11.
Fucking hell. What a
I
disgrace.
just was like, I hate you so much.
I still think that's genius.
That was just the breaking point for me. I was like, no, this
Yeah.
guy's a loser.
I hate you.
I was really proud of that.
Well, I would love to know, you guys, a song that reminds you of your childhood. Think of it as your coming of age song.
Mm-hmm.
What song would that be for you guys?
Should I go first?
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as you guys asked us this, I knew what it was going to be.
Right.
Hey Baby. DJ Otzi. Hey Baby.
Oh my
Too good.
God, what a classic.
Just-
I want to know.
guess.
What a great song.
And the bit at the start where someone's talking but you have no idea what he's saying. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, let me tell you something. Let me go to
Ladies and gentlemen,
That was my favourite bit. You'd hear that at the school disco and you'd just be like, come on.
Yes.
just so
And then
much
you would all
jumping
just
and
jump.
running.
Jump and running. Oh
Yep.
my goodness. Does anyone know Rome wasn't built in a day? Rome wasn't built in a day.
I thought you were just asking us if we knew. Where are you going?
Yes, I think about it regularly. Let me tell you about aqueducts.
Oh my God, no. It was a song we sung in my primary school all the time in music class and no one remembers it. I feel like I'm going crazy.
I feel like it's ringing a very small dusty bell. But it might just not be.
It would be in a musical booklet with the lyrics.
Right.
Okay,
Like
just trying to-
chopsticks, I'm feeling.
Yes.
I'll have to check
Anyways,
it out.
enough about this random song that's
Yes, your
disappeared
turn.
from the earth.
Yeah.
My turn. I reckon. So it's like the nostalgia song that like sticks out. For some reason, like Black Fingernails, Red Wine.
Oh.
I remember like listening to
Is that
that.
Eskimo Joe?
Yeah, listening to that in the car on the way to like my sister's netball on a Saturday, being kind of like, I want to go. And then like you hear the bells down, and you're just like looking out the window
Straight
in your booster seat in the
down.
back car because you're 7 and small, and you're like, you know, it's like first time you feel like music is soundtracking your life, and you're like, this is, I'm too cool for this.
Oh, I
Oh
love
go to
my
netball.
goodness.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I always just listen to it in the car too. My dad was obsessed with Eskimo Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every dad was. It was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is man music.
Man music.
I'm a man. I'm listening
Triple
to
M
man music.
Yeah.
I'm going to go kick the footy while I watch my sisters play netball. Then I'm a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Michel?
It's a hard question. I think there are a lot of songs I could say. What I've Done by Linkin Park was up there. I think for me,
yes. That was
I've kept
great.
coming back to I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
Thank you. She keeps telling me
hate
that song
that
is
song.
overrated, and
It's
I'm like,
so
no,
underrated.
It's
It's so underrated.
Yeah.
Literally to this day, every time I'm hear it, I just like,
Get
this is so good.
It's
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
I remember being in grade 6 and we had this like our teacher, his name was Brendan, and he was really good and he was like really like musical, and so we had this like grade 6 band where he played guitar and then like a bunch of us, and I played like keyboard in the grade 6 band, and we played I Got a Feeling, and I did like, you know, the string synth like the and it was just so good.
The acoustics on that were so good.
Beautiful. You know what? I think
And the same, like, you know, like the grade 5 disco or whatever, like that comes on. You just like, even like to this day, like for a while I worked at the Hawthorne Hotel. If you're familiar with Walker
Yes,
Tuesdays.
cheap ass
yes.
Tuesdays, yes.
Yep.
I used to go all
Like
the time.
every week that'll come on and I'm just like, I'll bartend so fast. I don't
Oh
work
my
there
God.
anymore, which I'm happy about. It's just, it just all comes back to that, I reckon, for me.
I love that song.
Wow, I
That song does
hate that song. I hate it. My blood boils when I hear it.
Do you know, I
be
think I've
honest.
got bad memories of that song because I remember
I
the
do.
year it came out when it was really big.
Yeah.
My older siblings had like a New Year's Eve party and they were all like drinking and stuff and I was too little. So
Yeah.
I was like, I remember just sitting in my room, like looking out the window, looking down at where
Oh
everyone was
my
partying.
God. And it's
hearing
like,
that song,
I've
just being
got a
like,
feeling.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
bless.
hate that song.
No, I liked it.
What are your songs?
Yeah.
Ooh, you go
choices.
first. I'm trying to think.
Actually, a couple come to mind. One is probably When You Were Young by The Killers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Guitar Hero 3 banger.
Hell yes. Hell yes. So that's exactly why I love that song. And it kind of made me realize how much I love rock music. And kind of similar to you, listening to a song in the car when me and my mum would bicker. It was the song, Elle, you might know what it's called. You might know, actually. The Michael Jackson song that he did with Slash.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know what it's called. I know the
No,
one.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't
But I don't know
that
what the
one's
name
called.
is.
Anyway, I would listen to that song full blast in my ears whenever I was so mad at my mum, and I'd look out the window in the car and I'd be listening to that song, and my brother would be like, "It's okay." and I would just be in a movie, in a moment. Like, that's what you just
Yep,
reminded me.
absolutely.
Have you seen that clip of them doing that song live, MJ and Slash? And Slash is like playing this solo.
Yeah.
And he's like just going crazy. He's playing it for too long. And MJ's obviously like, this is too long. And there's this clip of MJ being like still dancing to it, but being like,
Oh my god! That's enough! No! Quit it! Are you serious?
trying to make him stop. And to this day, I don't know whether it's like, that's like, it's a joke, like it's a pre-planned thing, but there's like a big part of me that thinks like,
Oh my god,
Yeah.
like you need to find that. That's actually
I'll send it. It's
funny.
fantastic.
fun.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I love
I
that.
think mine is Coco Jumbo. You know that song? Yeah, Coco Jumbo.
Yeah.
I was really into that as a kid, and it was like the first CD mum and dad bought me of my own. And like, I would spend every day listening to that. But aside from that, it would be the Thong Song. Yeah, by Cisco.
Wow.
Yeah, every time I hear that song, I feel like I'm taken back to like 2001, 2002.
Yep.
And like, I don't know, just me listening to, I didn't speak to other kids when I was in primary school. Like, I was a mute, basically.
Yeah.
So my whole life was like secretly listening to this song at home. Like, I had like this scandalous life at home.
Wow.
Yeah, I was very into that.
What were our first CDs? First CDs that like you got yourself, like not someone got for you, but that you
Okay.
with your own money got. Or it could be an iTunes purchase. I don't
Actually,
know.
for me, it was a single. And it was to the song that was like, if you got $20 bills, put your hands up. If you got $50 bills, put your hands up.
Massive banger, and the
Yeah.
video clip is awesome.
Yeah.
What?
And I remember the cover was like a big head on some feet or something.
That's exactly what the music
Yes.
video is as well. It's
yes,
so
yes,
good.
yes. It was that. I remember buying that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, mine was Voodoo Child by the Rogue Traders.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
baby, baby.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the first one I bought on my own.
Anyone else?
Singer was Izzy from Neighbours.
I know, she was
Yeah.
so scandalous on that show. Oh, she had this full affair with Carl. It was very intense.
Crazy.
Are you
That's
talking
very
about
sweet.
Natalie Bassing?
Yeah, now the Bassing
Bassing.
Yeah, but I always
And
referred to her
another
as
person
Izzy
who
as
went-
well for ages. I was like, it's Izzy!
Yeah.
What was your first?
So it was an iTunes purchase on my little iPod Touch. It was the Eminem show. My oldest sister got me really into Eminem to like the degree that I could rap every word from his first 3 albums.
Nice.
God.
Not nice. Really terrible stuff.
What would you say your favourite of the albums is?
Probably the Eminem show, just because I like.
And song?
It's where the bangers are. It's like his poppiest one, and it's like the first one, so it's nostalgic for me. And probably the least. It's probably aged better than the other two. They've all aged really badly in terms of lyrical content. Yeah.
What would you, like, if you had, what was your favourite to rap to, though? Like song?
Like Without Me is great, but also like I think Business is underrated.
I agree. I listen to the. I'm very into the Eminem rapping myself. Yes,
Eminem
but those
rapping.
two are like just more fun to rap to.
Yeah,
they've
they've
got
got
a
a
nice
bounce,
beat in
you're
the
like-
back. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
it is. It's nice.
My first CD I bought myself was AC/DC Live. I remember going
I
to
love
JB
that.
Hi-Fi. I had like a $20 note that my auntie got me for Christmas. I was like, I'm going to buy a CD, and I didn't know what I wanted. I saw AC/DC Live. I went, Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, AC/DC, I was in year 8 and the day that their concert came out, me and my friend were really into AC/DC for some, I think a boy I liked AC/DC. I was like, I'm into AC/DC. And we like missed class for the whole second half of the day, ran into the wellbeing.
wagged?
We wagged.
Wow.
Bad
And then I
girl.
ran into the wellbeing people's thing and I was like, please buy me the concert tickets. Please, like, give us your credit card details so we can buy concert tickets to AC/DC. And they're like, okay, like, and I got my...
What?
Yeah, and they actually, like, bought me and my friend tickets. Me and
Get the
Christina.
fuck out.
Yeah, but, yeah, because I was just so... I knew I could, like, play on the emotion of
Whoa.
of like, I need to go to this concert. And then Dad paid them. And, yeah, we ended up going to the concert that night.
That's crazy.
So good. Very impressive.
Black Ice. Was that what it was called? That tour that they did?
Oh, it might have been Black Ice,
or something?
2008.
I remember the graphics very clearly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I'm seeing what you're seeing now. But that band Wolfmother was before them. I don't know why. I don't know why I was so never into Wolfmother. I was so disappointed the whole time. I was like, oh, these guys.
I always thought of Jackass. Because
Oh.
the Joker and the
Yeah.
Thief and
And
the
then
nice. Like,
It had good music. Yes.
yeah.
Joker and the Thief was on the Need for Speed Underground soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
so that was like my favorite song on the soundtrack. It'd be like drifting
Lame.
and stuff. It'd be sick.
Dude, they're probably still just living off of that one song.
I know.
Like that
Yeah.
song was so big.
I
like
know.
internationally, it's in like so many movies still.
Yeah, I wonder what they're doing now.
They still
probably
do gigs and
nothing.
stuff
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just that thing of like they had such a huge hit that they could never,
Yeah.
top it.
They had the woman song. Woman.
Apparently that guy, like the Wolfmother as a band,
Yeah.
the entire lineup has changed except the one front man. I forget his name.
Right.
And
With the hair.
the
yeah, with
Yeah,
the
the
hair.
hair.
And he's a bit tough to work with apparently.
In my mind, his
Oh.
name was Wolfmother.
Yeah,
As a
same.
kid.
I see him only
Mama
as
Wolf.
Mama Wolf.
Yeah.
What was your first
Yes,
CD?
tell us.
Michael?
Yes.
I don't think I ever had like a CD because my situation was I had my mum, and what my mum used to do is every week she'd go to the library, get as many CDs as she could, bring them home, burn them all, take them back, get more
Genius.
CDs.
Genius woman.
So she just had like cupboards full of CDs. And so I remember like back in the day I had this like little MP3 player. And what I used to do, I used to like put the CDs in, and I had a program that I could like look at the tracks and like put them onto the MP3
Love that.
player. So I just had
Nice.
this like little MP3 player with like Eye of the Tiger and
Yeah.
Oh, I love
White
that.
Noise by the Living
Oh
End.
my
I
god.
love that song.
And Kids by MGMT. And
Oh,
Such
it's
a
random.
the question before one of the songs I was thinking about was The Final Countdown.
Oh.
I love that
Oh,
song
did we not
so
get to you? I'm
much.
so sorry.
No. I said I got a feeling.
Yeah, he said I
Oh,
But it was
yeah,
a close
yeah,
second.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
I hate the song.
Wait, we're talking about like it's the final count. Like we're
Yeah.
talking,
Oh.
oh, that song reminds
I
me of
also
working at
learned that
Maya.
on piano when I was like 11.
No, I used to work at Maya, and they have a song for. I don't know if they still do it now, but they have a song that plays over the entire of the department store to tell the staff when to count the tills. And so the final
Oh.
countdown was that song. So you've got to like do the final. So every time I hear that song, I'm like, where is the till? Where is the
Just a
till?
Pavlovian
count my
response. You're like, oh.
Yeah, and the other song was like, she works hard for the money, and
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like, you had to pick money songs, like why? So they've scarred me those songs, but
Those
Final
songs are
Countdown is
so
great.
not Maya's vibe either. Like Maya tries to be like classy. Just screaming over the speakers. I love that.
All right, guys, last question.
Okay.
If you were to talk to your childhood self, what would you say?
It's an emotional question.
It's a bit of
Yeah,
an
we are a
emotional
mental health
question.
podcast.
Yes, we are. Feel free to cry.
Or go as deep and or as little as you
Or
like.
don't.
Can I be totally candid here?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
And this is going to sound like I'm saying this just because it's really relevant to the fact that we're here as a band right now. But I honestly reckon if I told my like 6-year-old self that I was going to have a band and that we'd be like, about to release an album and we're playing these gigs and we're getting, got played on radio this month and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
I think about that all the time. Or like, even when I was like 12 or 13 and just starting to get into music, I feel like if that guy could hear the music that we were making now,
Oh my
that would just be like his
goodness.
favorite music. Because it's all, it's all your influences
Yeah.
that you take with you, like I feel like the songs we make now are so a result of, the influences we had as kids. So that's what I would
That's
say.
so awesome.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you boys?
You first, Michael.
I don't know. I feel like anything I told younger me, he just wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
Maybe you should say to him, McSubbin11 is fucking dumb. Don't ever say it.
Why would I say that to him?
It's genius.
It is genius. You'll never take McSubbin11 away from me.
I'm fully imagining when you guys like make it huge and you'll have like money to just throw away, you're just gonna make that a thing.
Yeah.
Like you'll be known as the guy that made
Franchise.
McSubbin11.
It's the
It's
name
like
of
what
this.
you did, like what did you do with your millions? And you're like, McSubbin11's all me.
The legal battles were intense.
The second album is called McSubbin11. It's a concept album.
I love that. That's a good idea. Write it down.
That is good. What do you got?
I feel like whatever... I actually don't know. I feel like whatever I could say to my younger self that would be useful, I like potentially don't have that wisdom yet.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Do you think they needed
like
to
that.
hear something from you? Like, can you think of a time where like they might have just needed to hear like a sentence from you? You know what I mean? Like,
Not really.
in a
I
moment?
think who I am now is very, very different to who I thought I would be when I
Yeah.
was little. And so I don't think...
Is that a good thing?
I think if I... Well, it's good and bad.
Yeah.
It's sort of, you grow up and you start to become someone, and that can be good and that can be bad, depending on what you value. And I
Yeah.
think what I value now is different to what I valued when I was little. So it's kind of like I could give my younger self advice to be more like how he would like to be when he grows up. And that'd be good, but then that'd be a different person to who I am now. Or I could try and give him advice that'd steer him towards what I am now, and I'm not sure if that
Right.
would do anything.
Interesting.
Like I feel like I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I don't know, just my values when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just very different.
I've known
like
you
that.
since
That's
you were
very
like
honest.
13, and I feel like you were, even at that age, you had a wisdom about you. You know, he was very, he knew himself. Yeah,
Right.
that's right. That's right. You didn't need anyone to tell you anything. That makes sense.
Like maybe something like do your homework. That would have been a bit helpful.
What's yours?
On a selfish level, it'd be like practice drums more. Like,
Right.
just I could be so good. I could be so good.
You're already so good.
Yeah, but like really, really good.
You could be
I
better.
see.
You know, I could be even better. I was never gonna make the AFL. I'm 5'8".
Oh my goodness, you were trying to.
There's a deep part of every guy. I could have been anything.
Yeah.
I often break my thumb. I don't know. Like you know, I think I have had it pretty good growing up. Like I don't
That's
have too
good.
much like advice. I think I kind of messed up in the right ways to like kind of figure it out. I don't know. I guess just like earlier on, it would have been like, stop trying so hard to fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I went to an all boys school for a couple of years, and it was very much like, gotta be the cool guy, gotta be the cool bloke. Well, I'm not the cool bloke. I never have been the cool bloke. I'm a music nerd with the rest of us, and like, you know, outgoing and dorky. I can't be like the cool guy, and that's okay too. Like,
Yes.
I think I really like got worked up in my head, like, I gotta be like, I keep saying the word cool. I gotta fit in. I gotta be
Yeah,
like
you gotta
Yes.
be in the big
cool
group.
and suave and like the right kind of funny.
Mm.
And I got to dress the right way, which is how everyone else dresses, even though I think it kind of looks a bit stupid. And yeah, if like that thing of like if younger me, you know, in like year 7 saw me now, he'd be like, shit.
That's how I feel. It's
Yeah.
like I really think that so much of all I needed back then was to just know that it was actually going to work out and it would be okay. I think I
Yeah.
just had fears I was going to turn out to be, I don't know, like someone that just had a terrible life. It's gonna be
If
all
I
good, man.
if I didn't fit in year 7, I would be like a freak by year 12, you know? I'd be like locked away
But
in
that's
a
how you
cave.
think.
and like,
That's how you
Yeah,
think. It's like the be all
nuts.
and end all at that age.
Yeah.
What do you
world
think
will end.
you guys needed to hear?
You're really making me remember, like, I literally looked at myself like that when I was even not year 7, like further into high school. I remember, like, me and my friends would hang out in the art room in the dark like our year 12 video is like everyone like outside enjoying themselves, and then us in the art room in just like actual darkness, and me being like, I'm such a freak, why? So it didn't really hit, confidence never really hit me until like maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think when I was younger, especially primary school age, I was very, very quiet, very shy, and kind of the same way I kept thinking that I was like somehow behind everyone else. Like everyone else knew what was cool and everyone knew what was like hip and happening. But like I had to, like I was very aware that I could like not work that out on my own. Like I had to follow someone else's technique of being cool. And then once I like learnt to kind of drop that, I think that's when I started realizing that like just being myself was way cooler, and that all the things that like people enjoyed about me and all the times I actually enjoyed being in conversations was when I was just being myself. So I think I would probably tell my younger self, like, it's okay, like you being you is actually what makes you feel like, is what makes you have a life that you actually enjoy, rather than like trying to fit in or just feel like, just put yourself down just because you think you're lesser than other people, for example. I'm enough. I think I'll tell them I'm enough.
And which is so funny to me because we're cousins, in case you guys didn't know. But so we grew up together.
Cousins with the same name?
Yes.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Which one of your parents?
We're actually named after different grandparents.
But
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're related through our dad's side. So her dad and my dad are cousins.
Yeah, our grandmas are sisters.
Yes.
So we're
So
second.
you're second cousin.
Yeah, we're second.
Second cousins. So she's named after my great auntie and her grandmother. Sorry, we're Greek as well, by the way. And I was named after on my mum's side, who had the same name as Elle's grandmother.
That's so fun.
Just worked out coincidentally.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I thought you were saying you were like first cousins and you had the same
and that
name.
means we would have
That's
the same
actually very
last name as
common
well.
in Greek households.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's very common
really common.
because it's very traditional and to be named after grandparents.
Yeah, same with like I'm Italian, and so
Yeah.
like my dad's name is Paolo and my nonno's name is Biagio and his dad's name is Paolo, and my
exactly
name
right.
isn't Biagio but my middle name. When I was in primary school, when like we had a similar thing to Aussie school where we didn't have a canteen, we had to like get our lunch orders from, it was called the Patch Store, and it was just like right next to the school, but we also called it Carl's Shop because the guy that owned it, his name was Carl, and his son was in my year level and his name was Carl. And his granddad's name was also Carl, and the whole family was just Carl.
Carl with a C or Carl with a K?
With a C.
Whoa.
And so
And
it
they
was
all
Carl's
have the
Shop.
exact same last name as well, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
That's wild.
There you go.
It's very common though. It's actually very more common than what you think.
Yeah. We don't have the same last name, but when she got married, she changed her last name. Her last name now is closer to my last name than it was before, so it's getting more and more confusing. Yes. What would you tell your younger self?
Oh man, like how much time do you guys have? Honestly,
We have 12
It's
minutes.
gonna take me more than 12 minutes to explain.
Yeah.
But look, I had a good childhood, but I also had a very troubling one. I had a lot of issues with my parents and my mum. I don't have a relationship with her now. But I had to grow up very quickly.
Yes.
So I would basically just tell myself to just try be a child for as long as you can. Hold on to that childhood essence. Because now that I'm an adult and I've become a parent as well, I'm finding that I'm trying to hold on to that child in me so badly. So I think that's why I can't let go of the gaming and the songs that I used to listen to.
Do you feel like it's only now that like you have like kids yourself that you reflect on your own childhood like that and you realize like, oh, I would, I wouldn't want you to go through what I went through or like what I thought was normal. I wouldn't want you to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I've noticed that things that I didn't know that trigger me now. And I've only discovered that in the last 3 years, that the way that I act to my child, there are some things at times during harder times that can come out of me that would seem like my mum. It's very interesting to see what would make me act like her.
Yes.
What my son would do that would upset me, and it reflects on what I would do to my mum that would make her upset. It's a very interesting. I'm in therapy about it.
Yeah, the intergenerational like trauma stuff is so
It's full on.
and once you start looking for it, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey?
But I feel like my awareness of it has really helped, and I'm able to actually give closure to my son. So to actually say sorry, I would just say to just be a kid for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Not to be a downer.
No, I feel that.
It's like, I feel like everyone kind of has some version of that where you grow up and you're sort of doing adult things. You've got a job, you need to kind of make money so you can live. But you kind of used to be a kid, and there are things about being a kid that you miss. And it's kind
100%.
of, it can be hard to deal with, like, it can be hard to work out which of those things are worth like holding on to and which of them are just sort of being immature in a way that's like negative for your development.
Yeah.
And so I think like, it's sort of something about Playlunch that is good. And I guess sort of what we try to do in a way is sort of connect people to their nostalgia and to like the part of them that is still a bit of a kid. And like, we sort of, everything we do is we try really hard to be fun, because a lot of people like, you can kind of go long periods of times without like realizing like, I just haven't had like any sort of fun.
Yes, my
And even, like, you
goodness.
can go out to gigs and you can like go and, you know, you can go out with friends and like, did I have fun? And sometimes the answer's like, I'm not sure, maybe not.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's so
yes.
Yes.
You're
That, you know,
right.
because like originally these sort of songs came about in like lockdown originally, and so much of it was just like looking at like the gigs and stuff that we were going to pre-COVID and like longing to be able to go to them again, you know, and just like hating that we couldn't go out and stuff. And I honestly reckon that there was like 3 or 4 gigs I went to, maybe like between 2017 and 2019, that were just so much fun. I had such a good time that I actually think I will like remember them for the rest of my life. And that you're so right. That has like been a huge inspiration for what we're trying to do. Just trying to be like, don't underestimate the value that just giving people a great time can give. And such like a privilege to be a part of that experience where you can like see people in the crowd just like letting go of whatever shit.
You're giving people the opportunity to just kind of be free for a moment.
Yes, exactly.
Which a lot of the times people don't have.
Yeah.
Even when we came in, because we watched you guys after you performed with Murray for the first time.
Oh, that's right. Hey.
Yeah, it really is an experience that like you don't have with any other kind of gig, because of the fact that like you don't need to know any of your songs before you guys go in to watch you guys, but
Oh my God.
you can relate through the lyrics straight away, like especially if you're in like our era of age. And it actually takes you through like a little bit of a spiritual journey of like reflecting on your inner child, and like just like having moments where you're like, oh my God, I do remember that show, or I do remember this, or like I was that kind of girl. And like kind of then thinking how much fun you had back then, and then realizing in that present moment like how much fun you're having in that exact moment, reflecting and enjoying yourself and dancing and like giggling with the person next to you. It's really... the power of music is just like so special in that way, and it's especially live events in that way. And you guys add so much energy when you're actually performing that really it heightens it to a whole different level.
Aww,
so I think your energy like literally is gold in that moment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
November 25th. We're doing it
I
again.
know. I'm
Get
so
around it.
annoyed. I'm going to Christina Aguilera that night, guys.
Oh, do you know
Oh,
what?
really?
As soon as I saw that she was playing that same night, I'm like, man, I might even want to go to Christina Aguilera.
But it says it's at 5 o'clock, so maybe if she actually comes out at 5 o'clock, I'll just jump and come see you guys.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, it says it's at Flemington Racecourse. Why?
I feel like she would come out at 5.
Maybe.
Like,
Is it like she's on at 5 o'clock, or the gig starts? and
There's
there's
no.
someone
It doesn't say
supporting?
that there's any support act. I'm sure that there is one,
Fascinating.
but I'll be
You
with
could
you.
double up. That would be a
I'm
crazy
keen.
evening.
What time will you guys be on?
We won't be going on till like 9:15.
I feel like that.
I feel like it might work, especially because I'll be sort of in that
Chuck
area.
yous on the door and then you can make your mind.
Well,
Thank
me and
you,
my
thank
husband
you.
will
No
be
pressure.
there for sure.
Yeah.
Love that.
Let's go.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Tell the people that are listening where they can find you.
All right. Our name is Playlunch. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Spotify. And we have our debut album, Who's Ready for a Good Time, coming out on November 17th. And the following week, we'll be launching that album at the Nightcat here in Melbourne on November 25th. And it will be amazing. And both L's will be there.
Hell yeah.
because
Hi-oh.
Christina Aguilera is playing very early.
Yes, she's playing very early, and I'm going to be there.
And if you are listening thinking it's a toss-up between Playlunch and Christina,
As someone that has watched Playlunch, and I'm going to the Christina Aguilera concert, I wish I wasn't now.
Screw Christina Aguilera.
That's right.
I know, because
Screw her.
Yeah.
like, she'll be good, but like, she's not going to bring the energy.
No, she definitely won't.
Candyman though.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're just saying that. you don't mean that.
I'll let you guys know because I've heard like mixed reviews about her performances, so now I'm a bit sad.
I think a favourite of mine is Soup Opera of theirs.
I love Foxtail Girl, although they've got a song, it will be released in this new EP, about Kath from Kath and Kim, where it's basically like a love letter to Kath. And I think it's called Hornbag, but it's like, baby, she's a hornbag. And then there's like a do little sound.
So good.
So good.
Oh my God.
Guys, listen to the lyrics, get into the music because I'm obsessed with this band. Obsessed.
They're just freaking amazing. The way Liam writes the lyrics, to me, is genius.
I agree.
I haven't heard something like this in music before that takes you back so I can't think of a better way to say it, but so hard.
Yeah, so hard.
So hard. You know what I mean?
I agree completely. I feel like Bogan Funk is the perfect way to explain it, but then at the same time, I don't think you need to be from Australia to even like the music because though you might not understand like the lyrics as
You
such,
might not
or
understand
get
the Bogan
little
part of
inside
it.
jokey parts,
But you understand the funk.
you understand the funk.
Yes.
The funk is just undeniably great.
I know.
It's so good.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I had such a fun time talking to the boys,
Yeah.
and it's just, guys, I cannot stress enough. It's not because we're friends with Liam. It's because they're just fucking great.
Yeah, but it's because of their performance that drew us to Liam.
Yeah, guys, if you're into watching live gigs, even if you're not, this is the live gig you need to go to
Yes.
to start getting you into live
Yeah.
gigs. It's one of those gigs where you go into it, if you're not into gigs usually, you go into it thinking like, oh yeah, I'll just have a bit of a boogie and I'll listen while I talk or do something.
Yeah.
You can't. You are
cannot.
fully involved
You're
the
in
whole
it.
time. You're
Yeah,
in
and
it.
you can't stop watching.
Yeah, and you can't. He's got this like sparkle about him.
He does. And I've
Yeah.
spoken about this on this episode and the last one that we had with Liam. But you can tell that he is so into it because he does this face where he scrunches up his nose and he's like, and his mouth is like, like, just picture that. But he's like strumming and he's like, and he
love
just
it.
looks so into it.
And so do all the rest of the band members as well. Like the way that they all just match each other so perfectly. They do their dress ups. They are so involved in the band, and you can see they're all just having actually a great time.
Yeah. It's actually inspiring.
It really is, and
Yeah.
it makes you feel like friendship. Like
know.
you just want to, that they're all just so cute and fun and have little like
know.
jokes among themselves. It's nice
I know.
and talented.
Extremely talented. Oh
love it.
boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Extremely talented.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out Playlunch's new EP, Who's Ready for a Good Time? Make sure you follow us on all podcast platforms.
If you like what you're listening to, please rate us a 5 out of 5.
Yes.
Go and follow Playlunch on all of their platforms.
Oh, yes.
And if you are wanting to see them live, they do have a gig on November 25th. But I'm sure there'll be many more after that if you can't make that one.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.